Hi everyone. This video we're going to talk about analog bird box cameras and HDMI bird box cameras. The analog bird box cameras, we can think of it as represents the first generation of bird box cameras, and HDMI bird box cameras, they represent the newly third generation. So what is different between these generations of bird box cameras, like all these three in front of me? It's what kind of lenses they use. The first and the third, we used CMOS lenses, and the second, we used CCD lenses. Now let's talk about all these lenses. So the CCD lenses, they have an advantage of having perfect light sensors, so they can capture lights that bounces off objects in the night. That's why we can take good pictures at the night with CCD lenses. And the disadvantage is the cost is really high to produce it, and also it can easily overheat because of the components it uses. Now let's talk about the CMOS lenses. The CMOS lenses, they're more easier to produce. That's why they make them less expensive, and it is really easy to mass produce of them in the market. And also they can reach very high resolutions without overheating or worrying about a lot of things. The disadvantage is they cannot capture night vision images like CCD lenses. They're only good when we have very good light source around the object, then they can capture. If not, you will see a lot of those pixely images. Like our traditional webcams, they look very fine when we have the lights turned on, but when it's getting darker around, you can see that the image becomes blurry, a lot of snowflakes, pixels are blurry as well. And for our bird box camera, the environment is constantly dark, even though it's very bright outside. Because it's indoor with not a lot of openings, it will be very dark inside. So in the first generation, we used analog, because at that point, we did not discover this, and analog seemed to have a very good advantage. And since CCD has been more expensive than CMOS lenses, we use CMOS lenses for analog cameras. And then it came to the second generation. The second generation, CCD cannot become more and more high resolution like CMOS lenses, because the CMOS lenses have upgraded to 480, even 720 resolution. But for CCD lenses, once they reach 720, the camera overheats really easily, so they kind of gave up on that path, because the higher they go, the camera heats up very quickly. But they found out that they have very good light sensors, because their high sensitivity light sensors will allow them to capture more images in the dark. So in that case, we started to use CCD lenses on the second generation inside the bird box camera. So when it's dark around, we can still see really clear what the birds are doing. And then nowadays, 1080p high definition resolution is everywhere. You can see almost all the screens and TV we have are 1080p high definition resolution. So in this case, we kind of abandoned the CCD technology because we have came up with using infrared to help us see in the dark. With infrared to help us see in the dark and go up the availability to go all the way up to 1080p, we have tried to use CMOS on our bird box cameras again. And the good part is the cost will drop a lot, because CMOS is much more cheaper than using CCD lenses. So that is why we have now introduced this HDMI bird box camera to our customers. Our bird box buyers, they know they love birds, and most of them, they would like watching birds on their big screen TV in their house, and those are HDMI TVs. If you use a traditional CCD lens bird box camera, 720p is going to look very awkward on the big flat screen. And if you use a 1080p high definition resolution bird box camera, it's going to just look perfect and very clear. You can see all the details on the birds or inside the bird box. So that is why people have been choosing using CMOS lenses high definition resolution bird box cameras. Alright, that's pretty much it for this video. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to leave them in the section below. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.